Minnesota home prices are exploding in markets that buyers never considered, and the data behind it all will change where you look for your next home. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly where Minnesota prices are rising fastest. That will help you make a smarter decision before prices move up even further. And stick around to the end because there's one market that most buyers are not considering right now. I was recently talking with a buyer. They were searching in Minnesota for several months. They assumed the biggest opportunities in the known markets, the Twin City suburbs, right? The well-known neighborhoods, Maple Grove, Plymouth, all those kind of places. The places that always seem to get the most attention. But after losing out on multiple homes, we watched the prices keep climbing. Their simple question: if prices are rising fast, where are they rising the fastest? So we sat down and we looked at the data together. The strongest appreciation, the fastest rising values. Were these the same places that everyone was talking about? No, they weren't. The strongest growth in Minnesota are not in the expected markets. They're quietly appreciating in communities that people rarely consider. If you're just checking this channel out, I'm Zehnpfennig with Titan Real Estate Group, and we help buyers and sellers across Minnesota make smart decisions using the data. There's tons of appreciation happening all around Minnesota across multiple corridors, and it's all for different reasons. We took data from Zillow over the last 12 months and we compiled the data with Stacker. The two metros that are rising the fastest are places that you would not normally consider. Let's talk about the first corridor that's been rising the fastest. That's Duluth. Duluth has the most consistent appreciation, according to the numbers, in the entire state. Now, let's read some data here. We have the Meadowlands, which is in the Duluth metro. Over the last year, they appreciated 20.4% to a typical value of $175,000. The other metro up there is Knife River, 11.5% appreciation over the last year. Then there's Hermantown, about 10-15 minutes up the hill. If you've been to Duluth, you know what I mean by up the hill. I like to call Duluth the San Francisco of the Midwest. So Hermantown has appreciated 7.9% last year and a total of 36.7% over the last 5 years. That's crazy. Why are these prices rising so fast? Well, it's about remote work. Duluth's got that great nature, outdoor recreation, which is high in demand. And with people working from home, they have the option to go out further from the suburbs since they don't have an office to be to. These homes are also priced lower than the Twin Cities homes, making them much easier to afford and, again, more desirable. So the work from anywhere buyers are choosing Duluth for the lifestyle, and the data proves it. The next city that I want to talk about is the Rochester corridor. It is the most economically stable market in the state of Minnesota, anchored by, of course, the Mayo Clinic and the healthcare/biomedical ecosystem. Now, let's take a look at the data here. We have Manorville, which is all these towns are these little towns. I'm from Rochester, so I know all these little places, but if you're not from the area, you may not be familiar. All these little towns are little suburbs of Rochester, about 15 to 30 minutes away from the Mayo Clinic. We have Manorville, which is a little town outside of Rochester. They have appreciated 9.8% over the last year and a total of 38% over the last 5 years. Then we have Zumbro Falls. They've gone up 10.2% over the last year and a total of 52% over the last 5 years. That's over 10% every year. Next, there's another town called Millville. That's gone up 13.6% over the last year and a total of 53.9% over the last 5 years. Then we have Kellogg, which is up 11.5% and a total of 40% over the last 5 years. These aren't speculations, guys. These are the real numbers. And the reason why little metro areas are growing so fast is because of the Mayo Clinic. There's tons of work opportunities in Rochester. You have IBM, Mayo Clinic. It's one of the fastest growing cities, and it's far enough away from the Twin Cities where the prices aren't completely inflated. It's very accessible pricing wise. You get way more bang for your buck down there. And again, the numbers show it. The third area that we want to talk about today is the Brainerd Lakes area up north. And this is where people are buying second homes, vacation homes. There's tons of lakes up there. You get great lake access for much, much cheaper when it comes to the Twin Cities area. We have East Gull Lake that's gone up 5.8% last year and a total of 46% over the last 5 years. You have Lakeshore up 6.4% and a total of 47.5% over the last 5 years. You have Nisswa, which is up 5.8% year over year and up a total of 40.3% over the last 5 years. Now, some of these are modest numbers compared to Duluth and Rochester, but they're still big dollars. The base values are very high and they're only going up. So getting in now before they get too high is key. We're talking an average of 5.8%. Homes up there average about $687,000. That's nearly $40,000 in appreciation every single year. I don't know about you, but I would like $40,000 more in my pocket every year, huh? One of those last areas we want to talk about now is the Lake Minnetonka corridor. Now that is a suburb of the Twin Cities, and this is probably the one on this list that a lot of people are not surprised by. It's the largest dollar gain in the state. We have Minnetonka Beach is the #1 statewide by dollar change. Typical value of $2.3 million is up $323,000 in 1 year. That's 16.2%, and a total of 53% over the last 5 years. Now we have Greenwood, another little suburb of Minnetonka. It's the #2 statewide by dollar value, averaging $1.6 million. It's up $148,000 year over year. That's 9.7%, and a total of 40.5% over 5 years. Another suburb, Woodland, it's the #3 dollar value going up, starting at 1.7. It's up $100,000 year over year. That's about 5.9%, and a total of 36.6% over 5 years. Then you have Tonka Bay and Wayzata, both averaging about $1 million. Tonka Bay is up $80,000 year over year, and a total of 7.7 over the last 5 years. Then we have Wayzata, which is averaging, like I said, $1 million per home, up $47,000 year over year, and a total of 28.3% over the last 5 years. Now, I know this price point most buyers can't get into, including myself. Very affluent, in demand, and it's concentrated in a very specific geography around one of the most popular lakes in the state. Obviously, with the home prices being as high as they are, they're going to have a lot of dollar appreciation with a smaller percentage, right? But I mean, even these percentages are great. 16.2% year over year, 7.7%, much higher than the 3% average. So now we're going to talk about the most interesting opportunity in the state of Minnesota. It's something that you don't really think about, and that's in the Fairmont area. It's a small little area down in southern Minnesota, close to Iowa, close to South Dakota. Now, I know this is kind of more for an investment side, right? This is maybe a great opportunity to pick up a second rental property, something like that, something that you can easily get into at a low affordable price. The value is going to keep rising, and because of that low mortgage that you're going to have, it gives you a really good opportunity to create cash flow in terms of rentals. We have Dunnell, 15.2% in 1 year and 63% over 5 years, well over 10% per year. You have Granada, 15.1% in 1 year and up 69% over 5 years. The typical home values are about $340,000 in these areas. It's a rare combo, nearly 70% of 5-year appreciation from an accessible base price point. There's no luxury price tag. These homes are affordable. If you're working remote, this might be a great time to move out there, get some peace and quiet. Or again, I was talking about a great opportunity for rentals. Getting that low purchase price, and in combination with the cash flow month after month, you're also going to get that greatly appreciating homes as well, which just adds to your bank account. Plus, almost nobody is looking in those areas, so the competition is going to be low. So that's the fastest market. Again, I would never think, when I was looking at these numbers, I was flabbergasted. I definitely would have thought that your typical Plymouth, Maple Grove would have been the fastest communities, but those are some places that you might not have thought of before. So now I want to hear from you guys. Drop it below in the comments if you've been looking for a home and you've been wondering about appreciation. If you're living in a different market that I didn't mention, maybe share your appreciation value over the last 5 years. Drop it in the comments. I respond to every single one, and we look to see you next time. Aaron Zehnpfennig with Titan Real Estate Group, treating you the way that we would want to be treated.